Man, oh, what did I leave off last? Oh yeah, I can read your mind, babe. I know what you're thinking. Woo, but it's alright. Another slow down remix of what I normally do. Ah man. Oh yeah. You wanna blame China now? Listen, nuclear is just dropped everywhere, man. Global warming, like I said, you fiddle with the whale's habitats. The underground, things that you couldn't see and do things with. Cause you couldn't go so deep down in that place down there. But then you still can't due to the fact that you just can't. Somebody call me. Somebody. It's probably Trump with slice of rolling. You know what I mean? But don't blame your what you call it your partners, because your partners bought majority of the health kids. You know, so let's not do that between the diabolicalisms between the two of you. And that's another thing. Like I said, global warming. It's not that. It's the fact that the animals should be appreciated just as much as the humans. But you can't figure the animals out. So you try something that that's why I said you was showing yourself eating whale meat and all of that. Like I said, man, these animals should be protected. Because if I was your president, I would be trying to protect the wildlife, because they do just as much of a job, if not more, than the humans. I mean, as far as agriculturally, it's designed a certain way. But these so-called slithery backs would like to take that off of there or control that animalistic environments. But I said to him, wasting your time, man. And not only that, you're hurting in the process. Because these are animals. They only know what to do animalistic things. You being a human, you are designed to feel and appreciate and even sadness. But like I said, everyone can't win all the time. But some people feel as though they should. Donald seems to think he has already won the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, it's his for the taking. He can give it to himself or give it to someone else. He's the president. I mean, sitting president, that is. But that's besides the fact, man. You aim more shots to me than a little bit, man. All I want to do is practice my golf swing. I'm rusty, man. You know what I mean? I'm a little rusty. But I think if I get it right, and aim up and square up, put the gluteus maximus, the gluteus, whoosh, I might be able to, sock a hole in one in my first, you know what I mean? Swing at it. Mitch McConnell is going to win again. Listen, a lot of people is going to win again. The only question I'm trying to figure out is where's the stimulus for the people to win again. But like I said, between catastrophicness, the upsetness, it just doesn't seem like it's going to take place. For one, the Heroes Act doesn't, like I said, it's too much. And for two, I think you having to call China out just sends a message that the world is desperate, man. The world. It's like I said, the animals, we're not accounting for their catastrophic things, their sicknesses, the way they might feel during this pandemic boost. And like I said, survival is the key. Body cameras video show officer involved in shooting over 13-year-old aspiring. Dot. Listen, man. Between social media and the realm that is taking place, um, people with their opinions, no facts. The facts don't matter no more. You got the freedom of speech. All facts are dead. They don't. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this you's out because it's a waiting game. One of the waiting games is you send your kids back in there. Little hands that had the upper hand. Now the desperation, he left you with no choice. But ultimately, the choice is yours. Decide to go with the remote learning and pay the companies for their Wi-Fi. Ravish the money that you was going to spend on opening the schools for a year, cuff half of it, and wait for Trump to throw you the other part that you spent. So you don't lose anything. Because, where I see it, some of them people may have a laptop, but they may not have a laptop. You give them a discounted laptop, it'll still be less than what it would be to send one of the kids in there to your institute for a year. Save it out, have more to do more things with, build better schooling, build better agriculture, build better this, build better that, because it's a pandemic. You got to build, but you don't want to do all of that. You rather create this monstrosity of chaos. Because, like I said, it's an uphill battle. And if you want to be satisfied for now and not later, then, yeah, do all the things that you plan. Or you can take the more strategic map, remote learn, leave it up to the civilian as to what it wants to decide. But like I said, majority of it already states it's a risk. So minimize the risk, you'll increase your pockets. That's what this all has been about since Little Hands has been in office. From you giving off to this XRP to the list goes on and on. But like I said, the only way to get out of this is to do it the way, like I said, remote learn and take half of the bread that you was going to spend on that and spend it on something else. Because that's what it's all about. And I said to myself, I may have been a casualty to all of that. I said, well, it's no war without casualties. And this is like I said, a war on humanity in a suffering pandemic. Live updates, U.S. election and SCOTUS news. Nah, the SCOTUS should say stimulus news. This is stimulus. That's it. Are you with me? Are you going to vote with me for the stimulus? I mean, we already voted upon it. It's just Little Hands won't sign it. The Heroes Act. Trump wants to inflict death penalties on trafficking. Trump. Sorry. Excuse me. Um, you allow illegals into the country. That's a form of trafficking. That's why I said you can call it you can call it Salem. But like I said, if you got a traffic, then you seeking something better than what you accustomed to. So seek it the most. Like I said, if you want to call one thing a trafficker, you got to take blame for your traffic. It's really called a two-way street. Sometimes, you know what I mean? But you don't want to accept that part of the two-way street. You want one end up and one end down. But in all reality, it's balanced in a way. Mm, 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 mm. So, if you want to save money for the government and for the officials in your towns and your states, I would recommend for you to remote learn. Take half of the money that you was going to spend on opening up, fix whatever you need to fix, and take the other half, save it, and wait for Trump next year to increase your spending. Because that's what this all about. It's about increasing the spending. Not playing with it, running around and not accepting the flaws of it. Because everything has a flaw. That humans have to create. The latest coronavirus pandemic live updates. It's running rapid, man. 200 million people. R.I.P. man. You can't. It's gone. Play it down as they show rage, more rage, more rage. Listen, man. People are so in fear right now that it ain't rage, it's fear. You gotta turn the words around or something. And I said, wow, this is interesting. Mm. This could have been avoided though. But like I said, it wasn't fear when you started doing all of that stuff. And it's still no fear from the person that's doing it. It's just more or less the people just can't say what's right and what's wrong anymore. Oh yes. Just got the freedom of speech. Hanover town manager charged with assault on family member. No, that was a disagreement. It was a disagreement. One of them droplets flew off onto somebody, and they took that in derogatory and had a physical altercation. No assaults. That's a word that probably shouldn't be used amongst humans that's in a pandemic. Anything goes. So I said, stay at home. Go out when you need to go out. Put your mask on. But people think that their life isn't at risk. But in all reality, all lives are at risk. It is inducingly increased itself to form a form of survival of the fittest. How they say, kill or be killed. I wouldn't do it myself, but in the middle of a pandemic, the definition is embrace it. So, like I said, you want to reenact what you done before, which is before, way before. But I said I'm not black, and I just, like I said, that word shouldn't be used towards humans at all. It was a mistake. From definitional terms, it was a mistake, right? It's a sure thing, sure thing, sure thing. But then I said you want to send the kids in there to a place where the teacher can use freedom of speech, use that in the term of, you know what I mean, however they want to use it. Any human can. And then tempers can fly and things can get out of hand, and then you'll be in a chaos situation, and then you won't be able to prove nothing because you have the freedom of speech. Saudi Arabia to lift ban on Mecca pilgrimage. Like I said, you want to say whatever you want to say. You want to turn whatever you can turn into whatever you want to turn it into. We done this before. I've looked at all your archives and the things that's been twisted so badly that it'd be pointless to learn it that way. Because I'm trying to figure out how the Saudis get a control over another, you know. But then, like I said, political forces will allow certain things in foreign countries. Just don't attempt it. I mean, you attempted it here, but you know, it almost cost you the presidency. So you slowed that down a little bit. It's still coming though. And like I said, what's the hold up? The voice under investigation. No, you can't even file no thorough investigation. So, like I said, if you deny something, then you deny it in the middle of a freedom of speech. You accept it, then you accept it. Or you can play whatever you want to play with it. It's pointless. But people didn't get this part of this freedom of speech act. They wanted to change it into something else from the fact that it's the freedom of speech. That is placed in that order for a specific reason. Tesla battery day. I thought he was running out of juice, running out of, battery fuels and all of that. Come on, man. You want to be the only one with batteries, huh? You want to be the only one setting the mark. Okay, fine. Just show me a little bit more, which is what I'm trying to do, which is hydrogen. Cars running off of hot air. Ah, it's beautiful. That way you ain't got to worry about this so-called chemical waste from the batteries. And where you going to dump them in the middle of the ocean at. Killing all of them, how you say it, priceless corals and priceless things that the earth built on its own. The things, I guess, necessary to root all the other things in order. So, like I said, you created a chaos situation. Now, how do you fix it? Or do you even want to fix it? The racial divide. No. There is no racial divide. There is a a funding divide. That's what that is. There's a funding divide. We all humans. We all urge and crave the same things. Urge and crave the same things. 200 million people died of COVID. And the president wants to give himself the Nobel Peace Prize. This is beautiful. There is an airborne transmission. Don't let the CDC fool you because it's in a desperate, tight squeeze due to the fact that it didn't even know what this disease is capable of until that many people started dying at a rapid rate. We slowed down the rate with social distance, stay-at-home orders, and mask wearing. But Donald wants to take all of that away in order to pay people for the things that they already should have. And if that's a form of government that you want to run, then so be it. I'm just not interested in all of that stuff. And with that being said, peace. I gotta go.